Hey everyone, it's me, Curtis Parody, and it's an amazing day today. Amazing because this package is sitting in front of me. And you want to know what's inside of this package? It is the Apple Watch. The very first generation of Apple's smart watch is inside of this box. I sprung to purchase the stainless steel with Milanese Loop. So that's what's inside of here. No gold. I didn't spend the money on the gold watch. Who has $10,000 for a watch? Not me. Anyway, let's crack into this here. This is the UPS packaging, obviously, and I do need to actually cut it with my scissors that are incredibly dull, apparently. There we go. Thank you, scissors, for being the problem. All right, let's flip this over. And let's open this up to reveal the Apple Watch. This is the box, of course. It just says Apple Watch. I am live streaming this out onto YouTube at the same time, so if I ever reference that, that is why. So for the people on the YouTube space, this is what it's very white. It's hard to see that, but yeah, it says Apple Watch. So I'm going to pull this out. It's fairly heavy actually, and then there's nothing else inside of the UPS package. So here it is. This is the Apple Watch box. It is very pretty. It's very minimalistic, kind of like the iPhone sort of packaging of the day. On the bottom here, it says Apple Watch. It says 42mm case with the Milanese Loop, which is kind of interesting. So it says all that sort of information right on the bottom there. I'm gonna move this mouse out of the road. All right, and then there's some other information on the very back, but otherwise that's it. It doesn't really say very much. So we're gonna crack this open. I'm gonna pull up this tab on the back here. There it goes. The smooth sound of ripping plastic. Not like the greatest sound ever. All right, so lift this off. Put that on the floor. So here it is, the Apple Watch. So this is the beautiful casing. We will lift this up. Dun, 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 dun. Inside, nothing inside of here. We're gonna put that over the side. We have this little thing, which is the package in which the watch is inside of. It's a little plastic case. I'm going to just set that over to the side for right now. Inside we have what it says is designed by Apple in California. It's hard for the people on the internet to see because it's kind of so far away. But it says designed by Apple in California, which is great. So there's a little pamphlet full of many different things here, which include, looks like, what do we got? A couple of different things here. I'll go over the first one, which is sort of looks like it's a step-by-step guide of sort of how to use the watch. Welcome to the Apple Watch. There's sort of stuff in there like that. What else do we have? This version is the English version. Since I live in Canada, as to be expected, this is a French version of the exact same documentation because Canada is a bilingual country. Some sort of stuff, I don't even know. Bunch of small fine print. No idea what it says. Gonna shuffle it over to the side, and then that's all that's inside of this little pamphlet. There are no stickers, actually, which is relatively interesting, at least not inside of this. So for those who enjoy good Apple stickers, there are none inside of this. That's kind of unfortunate. Apple is usually pretty good at including stickers, so I don't know. Next up, we have the charging cable and the power brick, which is kind of interesting. The power brick, you'll remember, looks basically exactly like any other iPhone sort of power brick, nothing too fancy there. The other thing to be interested in is the magnetic charging cable, which is kind of interesting. So we can pull that out of here. I'm just going to lift this up and out. It comes with an ample amount of cabling, which is awesome. And then there's the actual metal and magnetic piece here. There's nothing else inside of the box, so I'm just going to push that over to the side. One thing to note about this, I've watched some other unboxings today. It appears that the solid stainless steel is the only ones that come with the metal one. If you buy a sport version, they'll come with a plastic housing on this because this one has, if I remove the sticker on the back and on the sides here, everything has so much stickers. You can see it's shiny. It's got a shiny back to it. And then there's sort of there's a piece on the front here as well. If I can peel this off the top. And it's more of like a ceramic piece. But yeah, it's a nice charger, very nice. And that will, of course, snap right onto the watch. So, of course, here is the main event. This is the actual watch itself, which is insane. It's awesome. Very excited for that, obviously. So we can take a look into this. Here, this is the watch the most important part. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm in frame on my cameras here at the same time. So on the very front here, there's a little tab. We're going to pull that. It's going to kind of rip open a little bit there, which is nice. And it's going to reveal an Apple logo on the top. Dot, dot. And that's actually it for that stuff. So it's this weird little housing, little plastic case, which is kind of interesting to sort of see. So I'm going to lift up for the very first time and see the Apple Watch for the first time. That's the first time, first time. There it is. The Apple Watch in 42 millimeters. It's kind of nice. It's got a felt lining on the inside here. It even says Apple Watch, which is very pretty. So here it is. It's inside of its little cradle. Ooh, it looks very nice. This, of course, is the 42 millimeter model. It is smaller than I would have assumed. I was kind of worried that the 42 would be too big. And I was like, oh no, am I going to get the watch that's too big? But this one looks very nice. So of course this is the Milanese Loop. I'm going to just slip off. There's this little piece inside of here to sort of keep its form. I'm going to just put that there. And I'm going to just slide this out of the way. Actually, I'm going to pull this other piece back in here. So there it is. We can sort of, I can undo this piece. There's some plastic on the top here. So we're just going to remove that ever so gently. Wow, this is nice. This is fancy. The Milanese Loop has a little bit of, I'm going to try to remove this here. There's some plastic on the inside of the actual, oops, I'm going to set the watch down, just face first down into this box. That's why I kept the box out, because I was like, I bet I might have to put this back down. There we go. So it just had some stuff on it there. Wow, this is very fancy. Look at how nice that looks. So the Milanese Loop has this magnetic part here. Ooh, that's really strong. Anyway, so it has that magnetic part allowing you to actually, wow, that feels really nice, be able to extend it and stuff. So what I'm going to do, first things first, I'm going to take off my Pebble, because I've been wearing it this entire time. Bye, Pebble. It's been nice knowing you. So it fits on my wrist right like this. Pardon my arms. They are incredibly hairy. As a dude, I have hairy arms. Okay, this magnet is very strong. This is a very strong magnet. There we go. If I pull this up, we just sort of tighten that, and then we can flip this around just like that. Wow, that feels really nice, actually. It's very like, yeah, that feels, it's so nice. I love, the one thing I like about the Milanese Loop is, unlike a link bracelet, it like perfectly fits. The link loop I had, or the links on the Pebble, were slightly loose. I couldn't make it any skinnier because you couldn't take any more loops off of it. So that's awesome. It feels amazing. I'm going to take it off for a second just so we can boot it up and stuff. But wow, does that ever feel nice? Very premium. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to power it on. So what I do is I just hold the side button to sort of boot it up. And there is the Apple logo on the very front. As you guys can kind of see, it's a little dark. But yeah, wow. I kind of wonder how the smaller version would look, because there is a slightly smaller version of this, and I kind of wonder about that. What is this? The digital crown feels very nice. It's kind of, it doesn't spin like super freely. It's got a little bit of friction on it, but it feels really smooth and really nice. Yeah, it's really nice. Stainless steel all the way around again. You can see the heart rate monitor and stuff are on the back. Yeah, it's really nice little watch. Wow. So anyway, I'm just going to leave it in there. So it's booting up right now. We kind of have to wait for it to boot. Then I'm going to try to sync it with my iPhone here, the iPhone 6 Plus. So we'll try to boot that up. I'm going to open up the Apple Watch app. There is an app that kind of comes in the iPhone here. So I'm going to start pairing. We're going to wait. We have to wait for this to boot up, and then we can start sort of connecting it to my phone. But I don't think I'm going to go through that on this YouTube video. Maybe I'll cut it in after, so we'll wait for this. I'm going to, oh, it already booted up. Never mind, we're going to keep going. So it's just allowing me to choose some different options here on the screen itself, which is kind of interesting. So I can actually go through, and I can even use the digital crown to sort of scroll between stuff, which is really cool. You can also use your finger on the screen to scroll, which is very nice. So I'm going to scroll to the top here, and I'm going to choose English because, oops, I hit the crown again. I'm going to choose English because that's what I want. Now it is saying open up the Apple Watch app on your iPhone and start pairing. So we're going to just set this down. I'm going to open up, I have my iPhone open. This is, of course, the Apple Watch app. I'm going to hit the start pairing button on my phone, and then I'm going to hit the start pairing button on my Apple Watch. I then can line the two of them up, which is kind of an interesting, nifty thing. And there we go. So my Apple Watch has now been paired. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Oh, look at that. That was pretty. It's got a really cool little boot logo kind of going on inside of it right now. The Apple Watch is fully set up. As you can see it here on my wrist, it is set up and ready to go. The flick action seems to be working out quite well, which is quite nice. I was just showing it off to the live stream people as well. So one other function that the Apple Watch has is, of course, force touch. So you can force touch on the screen, so you kind of push down a little bit harder than regular, and that will allow you, so if I just tap, oops, I hit the wrong button. Whoa, now we're in the, I don't want to go there. I don't want to be in that. I was in some menu. So what you can do for the people online, you can do sort of a push. You can kind of push into it, and that sort of brings up this customization menu, which is kind of nice. So it allows you to sort of go through, and I can choose a different watch band. So if I want something like this, so I have chosen the one with the butterfly on it, which is kind of nice, I guess, if you want butterflies. I'm not a butterfly person. I can also customize it, so I can roll along the watch here. So for those people who are online, you can kind of see, and I can use the digital crown to sort of roll up. There's the flower. There is the, what is it, a jellyfish apparently, so I can hold that, and I can accept that. Can I accept that? Yes. Force touch again? There we go. Anyway, for the people on YouTube that are watching this back as a video form and not live, that's going to end it here. I'll try to go through some other stuff maybe later, but I'm going to go and talk to the live stream people right now. So thanks for watching, and if there's more video after this video, that's awesome. If there's not, sorry, but I'm sure you can find some other awesome Apple Watch videos in the future. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about the Apple Watch, what you think about it. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Maybe you want to see some other stuff. I don't really know. You can let me know down below. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.